What's good, y'all? It's your boy Solo. You know we back again with another episode. Consistent Solo in the building. Let me get a round of applause for that one. But yeah, man. Today we got our first guest on the podcast, man. Shout out my boy Mandale. We got him. We just having a cool little conversation, just talking, chopping it up a little bit. Just thought y'all would be able to be a fly on the wall during a good conversation. And that's really all this episode is, man. Discussed a few things, just life. Talking about my man's music and everything. Go how to find him. You can find him on Spotify, Apple Music, any platform. But without any further ado, man, let's go ahead and get into it, y'all. Y'all can see what we was talking about, man. Hope y'all enjoyed this one. Let me know how y'all feel about it. We're gonna keep this going, man. But yeah, let's get into the podcast, man. What's good, y'all? Welcome to the Whole Lotta Soul podcast. We back again as usual. Getting straight to it. I got my boy Kev in the building today. Y'all give it up for Kev.
Yes, sir. We in the building.
So I don't know if y'all ever read Revelations, but Revelation 4:11, it's a verse that say, "Thou art worthy, O Lord, to receive glory and honor and power. For thou hast created all things, and for thy pleasure they are and were created." And I don't know nobody else right now that's, exemplifying that through his music than my boy Kev right here. You know what I'm saying? I haven't known him very long. I'm gonna let him talk about it a little bit more, but my man does make music, and it is for the glory of the Lord. So you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let him go ahead, introduce yourself a little bit. Tell the people about who you are, what you do. You know what I'm saying?
All right. Yeah. So originally started out with secular music, rapping about whatever, just never really fit with me. So had a rap stage name, Only Stony, just trying to create that persona, and I just was not rocking with it. It was not the thing. So slowly ended up getting back in the church for myself, my own knowledge and understanding. Had a mixtape that I was trying to drop. It was a clean mixtape, didn't cuss in it at all. I ended up changing it, editing a few lyrics, turning it into a gospel mixtape. Okay. From that point, I've been doing gospel rap since 2019, pretty much. So now
2023, that's 4 years. That's a good amount of time, man.
So R.I.P. Only Stony. I end up going with Kev Mandale. That's my middle name and first name.
Okay, yeah. See, my rap name is Zay Taylor. I don't know if everybody listening. My middle name is Isaiah. My parents gave me that, but I had to shorten it a little bit. It's Zay Taylor. So we're gonna have to hop on something together. You know what I'm saying? But
for sure.
What's 3 songs you feel like the people should listen to if they want to know? If they want to know you sonically, musically, you know what I'm saying, as an artist.
All right.
3 good ones. Yeah, I ain't gonna say your top 3, but 3 that you think show who you are the most.
I hate to say this, but my first album got took off of Spotify for some technical issues. But I will say No Deal, featuring Dame Minor.
No Deal was a banger.
That's our latest one. Young and Winning.
Okay.
By Kevin Dame Minor.
So is everything on Spotify? Is it on YouTube, SoundCloud? Where?
No, that's on everything. Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube, the whole nine.
Okay.
So I'm only picking them ones. Now, if you got Apple Music, I thought Apple Music exclusive on there. Ooh. You got to listen to For Your Info.
For Your Info.
For Your Info. That's
right. We're going to check that one out later. That's cool, man. That's dope, though, man. I feel like a lot of people start out making music just because they emulating what other people around them is doing. Or they like the music and then they like, oh, I think I could do that. Like for me, I kind of did the same thing where like I didn't grow up listening to rap music. I grew up listening to like jazz and old neo soul. My dad put me onto some Christian rap when I was younger. And I got into like middle school, high school. People started putting me on the rap music. I was like, oh, I like this because I was writing poems a lot. I did a poetry reading at MSU, not the flex, but back in like 5th, 6th grade.
That's clutch.
I really enjoyed like the wordplay and everything behind rap music, but I wasn't with the message of it for real. So then I started making music, and a lot of stuff I was making, like my old YouTube channel, I was making stuff similar to you, where I was like, oh, I'm not cussing it or nothing. It wasn't always specifically Christian music. I just always knew like I didn't want my digital footprint to be anything that was negative for real. You know,
Yeah, I
especially
was like
my
not trying to
parents
tank
listening.
in the future.
Yeah, like I want to be able to look back on it and be proud of myself, and I'll be like, oh, what was I talking about that, man? I put that out
Yeah,
there. Somebody seen that.
bro.
uh,
I feel like that's crazy because it's like I could go out there, wild out, rap about whatever, and I just knew that's not who I wanted to be long term. So
yeah.
momentarily, yeah, I was gonna be turned up living that life, whatever. But it was like once I wanted to show my kids like what I did creatively,
Mm-hmm.
it just wasn't gonna match up with who I was really trying to be at the end. So I like
So,
start making decisions based off of who I want to be and not who I am today. Like,
yeah, that's really how it gotta be. I feel like a lot of people don't got that foresight for real. I don't know if that's a black household thing or a black Christian household thing, but I feel like a lot of my other friends that like kind of grew up in church and stuff, they
mhm.
kind of had that, or like even if they did kind of drift away for a while, they had that mindset of like, oh, this might come back to me. Let me not wow all the way out. You know, maybe that's
Right.
God, maybe that's the belts on the butts. I don't know what it is, but um, you did say kids though. You a father?
A whole father, bro. I got a 3-year-old, 2-year-old, Kevin and Kaden. They're my babies.
Okay. Oh, it's a KJ in the building. Is it junior or is it the second?
Third.
The third. Oh, you a second.
Yeah, I'm a junior, so yeah,
Okay.
second in line.
Dang. Okay, that's dope. That's dope. You gotta keep the tradition going.
Yeah, man, we trying to roll it down. So it's my dad.
Uh,
Crazy thing about us is all three of us look exactly alike.
dang.
And then them genes like run real strong from my dad, mom, and then my
Mm,
mom. They both like youthful, so it just like
dang.
it just makes sense.
That's kind of dope, man. What's fatherhood like nowadays? I know a lot of people talk about like how kids is bad and everything nowadays, and they don't respect their elders no more. Have you seen that? I mean, they young still, but have you seen anything of that nature, or is it a different age? So you got to raise them a little different. I don't know.
I'm gonna be honest, bro. It's really different dynamics and variables that play into parenthood. Everybody dealing with different aspects and
Mm,
characteristics. Mental stuff with their children, like um, Kevin is considered a COVID baby.
okay.
So as he's growing up, their social skills is kind of off. They delayed in a lot of
Mm,
cognitive stuff. So
okay.
we deal with a lot of education, like we super education, like there's paintings and stuff, letters on my wall, and we drilling it to the babies right now.
Yeah.
Um, so I feel like that's a battle in itself because it's not just raising a kid. Now it's helping him cope with a barrier that he might be facing when he get to the outside world, and we learning how to cope with not being embarrassed and not making him feel bad because it's not his fault and all this other
Yeah.
stuff. And like we not so much defending him, but learning how to teach him to live with it and just kind of
Yeah.
adapt and grow. So I feel like that part of parenthood don't get talked about because
Mm. It's
a
kind
lot
of
of people don't even
fresh.
have. Yeah, it's fresh, but I feel like a lot of people don't even have that education either. Like my
Mm-hmm.
wife got me hip to a lot of the stuff, the different signs and stuff to look for, and then how to kind of work with it, work against it,
Yeah.
speech therapy, different resources and stuff. So we put my oldest and my youngest through speech therapy.
Okay.
And my youngest, Caden, he was born during the pandemic, like the peak start, like right
Mm.
before they stopped letting fathers come in there.
Oh
So
wow.
like, yeah, so when he was born, he got to see his brother already older. We drilling his brother so hard, we drilling him just as hard.
Mm-hmm.
He ended up overdeveloped, right?
Oh.
So it's a different beast. Now they both kind of meeting up
Mm-hmm.
and me being where they supposed to be. Now it's like I just got two little men. You know, they following after me. I'm role modeling everything I'm supposed to do, and that's at the same time being patient through that growth.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, yeah, fatherhood could be. It's a lot. I ain't gonna
It
cap. Being a
seemed
parent is a
like a
lot.
lot, man. Like I don't know. Like every day I wake up and I feel like I'm still figuring it out. You know what I'm saying? And to have the responsibility of saying, okay, I kind of know what I'm doing, but I don't really know what I'm doing. And then I got to teach somebody else how to, not even teach them how to know what they're doing, but give them the tools to figure it out on their own. I wouldn't even know where to start.
I think it's crazy because, like, when you're not a parent, you take your time figuring it out. When you is a parent, you can't waste a single second because, like, everything got to be developed, put together. Like, you can't have too many spontaneous or hiccups in your game plan or routine.
Yeah.
Because that could be the difference between overbooking during a time when you got to pick your kids up from school. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. Like double booking appointments when you're supposed to be going to the doctors, y'all going somewhere to have fun. Like, you know, you calling in a babysitter so you can go party and you're supposed to spend time with your babies. Like, people don't even take that time. You got to set up time to go on dates with your kid. You know what I'm saying? Just like in a relationship. Like, I can't just go through day-to-day operations and be like, I'm with them all the time. Like, no, we got to take an actual time to go spend 2-3 hours together doing something that's not related to school, doctor's appointments, church, you know, everyday routine stuff. So they could separate, like, yeah, we actually do spend time outside of routine.
Yeah, like,
so I feel like you can't be selfish.
Okay.
And that's what you learn being a parent. Like, you can't be selfish. Like
you're more part of a unit, and you, as the head of that unit, you got to operate a little bit differently.
100%. Because it's like, if I was by myself, Rocket League, T-Mobile, go to school. That's it. That's me all day. And then going on dates with my wife. Like, other than that, you got the kids in the variable. It ain't no sleep all day. It ain't no lounging out or, you know, like, we come home and got to jump straight into chores and stuff, like folding. Like, when you by yourself, it's you and your girl. Y'all just post it. Or you single and got a girl, you post it. You get to that when you get to it. But when you got to be courteous of, I'm setting an example for kids. I got to be courteous of my wife and making sure I ain't creating more messes for her. Like, now you got to be more conscious of the people in your house. You know what I'm saying? So definitely grow faster if that's what you're trying to do. You know what I'm saying? If that ain't what you're trying to do, it'll make you mess a lot of stuff up for
That's
real.
True.
Yeah,
and a lot of people end up messed up based off of that, because a lot of people is just kids raising kids for real, man. But it's hard for me to speak on it because I'm over here, no kids. You know, I got my Squishmallow in the back. I got a cat. That's it. I'm chilling. But
man, I just told my wife that, bro. I was like, bro, when I was single, if I'd have just got me a pet, I'd have been chilling.
Man, it's smooth.
Ain't had no responsibilities.
Yo, the only thing I gotta do with her is get up in the morning and give her some food for real, man. It's funny. She know what time she's supposed to eat, and it's like every morning she try to push it like 5 minutes earlier.
Yeah.
So I'll be asleep, and if I roll around just a little bit, she like, "Oh, you awake?" She gonna start yelling. She gonna wake me up, and I'm looking at her like, "Bro, what's up?" But she yelling like, "Hey, is it time to eat yet? Can we get some food, bro?" Like, yeah,
that's how my youngest is.
Man,
he'll wake up. He know what's going on as soon as I wake up. But he'll either come lay in the bed, like he'll literally hop on the top of the blanket while we sleep. Lay there, chill, play, talk to himself, just be cool. As soon as he starts seeing some movement, he'll call your name, roll over, walk in your face. Like, what up?
What's up?
Cereal, TV, what we doing? We
you ready?
What?
You know the day started, right?
Yeah, like he ready to go. I'm like, all right, man.
That's hilarious. Honestly, so are they school age yet, or are they still like at home, or is like a daycare situation?
No, my 6-year-old in kindergarten. Okay. He doing kindergarten for a second time, and then I got my 3-year-old in pre-K. Just left like Educare, basically moved up to pre-K. He got kindergarten next. Okay. They talking about letting him go to kindergarten early, so it's a lot going on between that.
Fun. Yeah, I know when I was a kid, I had the chance to move up a grade as far as my smarts, but my parents didn't let me go up because they didn't think I was mentally mature enough. Which I agree, I was a terrible child. I don't even want to get into that. All the wisdom I be trying to drop on this podcast, man, came from a whole lot of mess ups, y'all.
A whole lot of experience.
Man. Oh, And I wish I was a person who could learn from other people messing up, but most of the time I gotta learn from myself going through something stupid.
I
hate that, man. I'm hard headed sometimes, but
that's how it be, man.
That's a fact.
I just read a scripture too, bro. It said, you gotta hang with wisdom to become wise. And I literally just told 2 people at our store that literally the day before yesterday. Like, y'all think that what y'all like now is what y'all gonna like for the rest of y'all life. And then in reality, you gonna go through different experiences and go down a path that's gonna introduce you to some stuff you thought you would have never messed with, food you never would have ate, you know, people you never would have talked to, opportunities you never would have took. But that come with wisdom. I'm like, if y'all be more quiet and listen way more, you're gonna start seeing other people in your area and your, like, you know, your age group saying and doing what you doing. But you're gonna be hearing, you're gonna be listening, you're gonna be seeing the difference between what to do and what not to do. Be cool, you know what I'm saying?
Like, oh, I don't think I want to do that one, or you know, that one look kind of cool. Maybe I'm gonna try that out. I think that's one thing. I always kind of hung out with people who was a little bit older than me, even like in school. Like, I got a later birthday, so people I was always with was always a year or 2 older than me anyway.
Yeah,
that's just in school, and then outside of school, or like even like different clubs, or like even video games, stuff like that. Most of the people I was cool with was 3 years older than me, 4 years older than me, and stuff like that. So I was always trying to latch on to somebody who knew a little bit more than me.
Yeah, that's the best way to play it. Like iron sharpens iron, bro.
That's a fact, man.
I don't know nobody.
What's it called? As far as the kids, have they started asking for anything crazy yet? Are they at that age? Are they asking for PS5s and everything, or is it still like just, you know?
Not really. TV? I think I put a damper on that. I got my boy. They had iPads for most of their life, but I done took them away, gave them back, took them away, gave them back, and not on no punishment type junk. Like, we just kick it all the way together, like months without tablet, and then we'll reintroduce it. Like, you know what I'm saying? But same thing with TV. Like, we'll introduce it. If we don't feel like they mentally ready for time to turn it off, time to go to bed, go ahead and just cut that out for a little while longer. We'll come back, revisit. So I feel like they don't really get hung up on that kind of stuff.
I feel like that's interesting, man. I know growing up, it was a lot of we kind of grew up with technology, or like alongside technology. Like, was young, and like, you know, the dial up was there, and then as I got older, you know, we went from floppy disks to burning CDs to the flash drives being $50 for the 8 gig, and now the 256 gig flash drive is $10. You know, and there was a lot of educational games and stuff like that.
iPod Nanos,
man, the MP3 players, I had a lot of them. I got grounded a lot, got them taken away. But I couldn't, like, with the like educational iPads and stuff. Like, is that, how different is that? Like, as far as like even like learning like writing skills, like, do they learn to write on tablets and stuff nowadays, or is it?
Man, it's a little mixture of both.
And screens.
You want to experience both now. Like, back then, tech management was not a thing. It was more so, oh, you gonna go blind if you sit in front of the TV, or y'all gonna rock our brain sitting in front. Like, it was so new to them, they just were saying anything. Nowadays, if you intentionally using something, you can manage what's being done with a tablet versus just throwing it in their face and walking around doing what you want to do. We actually monitor our kids, monitor what apps on there, put the blocks on there and all that, education apps, and then we go through the app with them to make sure we know what's on there. So it's like, you playing this, I know what you're doing. We got like a cooking app. My youngest, he loved a cooking app. My oldest played with it for a long time, but my youngest, when he couldn't do it, the oldest was doing it. So now my youngest, he hooked. He stirring up everything, cracking eggs. Like, he'll make a brownie on the game in a second.
Oh, that's fine.
So it's teaching them, it's feeding them culinary skills on a very minor level, whether they understand it or not. Once they get reintroduced to it as they get older, you figure, boom, all right, I've been familiar with this. You know what I'm saying? So they got easy bake ovens and all that. Like, I'm introducing tech, mixing it with reality. Math, same thing. We do math, writing letters, shapes. all that on the tablet, bring it to life, do flashcards on the wall, magnets on the wall, all kinds of junk. So yeah, you got to just kind of mix it up. You got to utilize the resources. It's coming to us. It's all about how you're using it. You could let it devour you and use it for the wrong reasons, or capitalize.
I think that's one big thing that people. I've been trying to do it in my life more recently. It's always kind of been there, but I never did it as much as I am now. But just trying to be deliberate with everything. Like, there's so much things that's in front of us trying to distract us and take us away from stuff. I won't say trying to, but I'm saying it can be used to. So like we got so many tools, but tools can be used as weapons or you can use them to build something. And I feel like there's a lot of stuff that like between phones with, you know what I'm saying, video games, YouTube, all that kind of stuff. There's a lot of stuff that we can do to distract ourselves from what's really important. And like even with me trying to get closer to God, I had a moment where I was praying and I kind of got convicted about it. And I was like, okay, you spend a lot of time on YouTube, not a lot of time in your Bible, bro. Why don't you work on your algorithm? You can still love your YouTube. You can still hop on YouTube, do what you do on there.
Yeah.
But be more deliberate about it. So now my free time, my veg time where I'm just kind of relaxing and not really wanting to think, I'm still trying to feed myself stuff that's building me up rather than tearing me down. Because there's no neutral in it for real. You can never stay in the same spot. You either growing or stretching that muscle or you letting it deteriorate.
Mm-hmm. If you don't use it, you don't lose it.
That's a big fact, man. I really need to get more into actually reading though. I think that's the one thing I'd be neglecting to do sometimes. Like I still read every now and then. I really like it's a really old tape. It's called The Bible Experience, right? They had a lot of old like black like celebrities. Like they had Samuel L. Jackson, they had Kirk Franklin on there, they had Monique on there. But it's like it's an audio version of the Bible and they acting it out as they talk. So when I'm in the car, when I'm working out, it's funny because I tell people I work out to the Bible, they be like, "What are you talking about?" Like, yeah, I just put it on sometimes. Like, it's a nice thing to be able to put on, and even if I'm not fully paying attention, I'm still kind of soaking it up. You know, I'm still bringing in some type of knowledge or some type of wisdom in there. And it definitely
you might hear on that strike interest. You might be like, "Damn, for real?"
That's facts. Sometimes I hear stuff and I'm like, "Wait a minute, let me rewind that real quick." What you say?
Holiday season, run it back.
Spit bars real quick, man. Nah, it's dope man. Though. I definitely think
it's a good habit.
Facts, man.
I ain't never heard of that one.
What's it called? I'll have to send it to you. So I found it's a real old. It's like a digital library website.
Mm-hmm.
They will log stuff on there, and I found it on there, and it had all the files saved, but they're literally saved. Chapter 1, Chapter 2, Chapter 3, all up to like Chapter 1600 and something. So it's like I have to go through and organize it into each folder of which chapters is which books of the Bible and stuff. So I'm still working on that right now. I got like halfway through and kind of gave up. I just been pressing play randomly. I'll just click a random file and just let it go.
But for sure.
When I finish
that's that, I did with the Bible Project on the Bible app.
Thanks.
The Bible Project go all the way through the whole Bible. Read it with you, give you video documents. You can find it on YouTube.
That's kind of dope.
The Bible Project got like scenes of everything that happened.
Oh, it's the little cartoon ones?
Yeah.
I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah. I just watched one of their videos about it was talking about God being slow to anger, and it was describing like his nose getting hot, or like how when you get mad your nose get hot, and metaphors in the Bible about that. But
they got a lot of cool animated analogies. It'd be cool.
I like that too. I think I feel like sometimes people act like the Bible can't be cool, man. It's a cool book, bro. Like it's a whole lot of great stuff in there, man. And the way that people can take it and kind of make it into something that's like easily digestible and fun to watch makes it that much more enjoyable.
It's really simple if you read the King James Version and you modernize it in your own head, man. You low-key start cracking up. You shocked. There's a lot going on. Like, Jesus they don't know how real Jesus was. Jesus was tough.
Man.
Like, talking choppy back then.
Facts.
He was on that.
Bro, you realize like he was in there with the Pharisees talking crazy to him? Man. It was some stuff I was reading when he was in there flipping tables over and stuff, and he was like having his righteous anger moment.
Like, y'all know y'all ain't supposed to be doing this up in here, cuz.
Facts. And wasn't just like that I don't want to say hippie Jesus, but you know, people paint that picture like he was always super duper passive.
Long hair, white, just laid back, feeling like he been smoking doobies all day. Like,
facts. Like, no, that's not what it was. My man was on a mission the entire time, doing his thing till he left.
Was on his grizzly. Talk about hustle. If he was making money, he was gonna make it for sure.
That's a fact. Man.
He really be grinding.
You got anything specific you want to tell the people?
Look.
A partner message or anything?
Do not underestimate what you can do in a decade and overestimate what you can do in a year. That's my favorite quote right now from Tony Robbins.
Okay. That's kind of
basically saying like, we be so quick to be like, oh, this is my new hustle. This is what I'm about to do. I want to be an entrepreneur. This is my new job. This, like, we jump right into it head first, did all this research, put it all to play. We wondering where all the money at. And then in a decade, if you stay consistent that whole time, you could be sitting on $1 million at any point in that time or more.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? Or you could be happy with where you at, be content with where you at. But when you try to push all that peace and happiness into 1 year, that ain't how the people you see or idolizing or modeling after, that ain't how they got it. It took time, hard work, staying patient, consistent, doing little jump. Yeah. And just really, I feel like people underestimate being consistent, bro. Like, being consistent is so underrated. Like, doing the same thing every day. People like, bro, I gotta switch it up, bro. I just can't do the same thing. It's like, bro, doing that same thing every day with the intent to grow into another spot from that point, it's totally different from, I'm about to do this now. Jump to the next thing. Jump to the next thing. Bro, you stay in one lane and work that lane. Ain't no telling where you'd be at.
It's just like working out. Like, you gotta be consistent. You gotta be disciplined. And you gotta have a goal in mind. You can't just go to the gym and just throw weights around. Like, you gonna get somewhere, but you not gonna get nowhere as far as what you would have if you had a clear goal in mind of like, okay, I'm setting out to look like a bodybuilder. I'm setting out to run this triathlon. I almost said triathlon.
Triathlon. Yeah, that's like the New Year's resolution. I'm about to go work out, and then you done in a month. Like, you overestimated what you was gonna do in that month, and ain't even account for what you could have done that year.
Yeah,
that's a short-term, long-term goal statement. Like,
I think that's it. Got a lot to do with how technology is nowadays. People think a lot of stuff is more readily available and stuff. Yeah, and to an extent, it really is. So I can't tell them that they wrong, because there is a lot of stuff that happens super quick nowadays. Like, as far as getting on the internet, being able to find information, being able to find food. A lot of modern amenities are just quick stuff. But things like working out, things like trying to build towards a goal, things like trying to grow your brain and stuff like that, or like drop bad habits and stuff. You got to give yourself enough grace to say, hey, it's going to take some time, but every day I got to get up like the goal is going to be here today and work as hard as I need to today to get there.
For sure. Can't DoorDash no blessing with no faith, man.
Facts. Okay, talk to him.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. I ain't really got a lot more questions for you, man. I appreciate you coming out today. For the listeners at home, if y'all need to find Kev Mandale, y'all can find him on Spotify, find him on Apple Music, YouTube. Anywhere else they can get to you at?
I don't know. I think a little bit of everywhere for real. It's not too many platforms you can't find us on. I think we on Tidal too, TikTok.
Oh yeah. So y'all be able to see the way his name is spelled in the title as well. Y'all ain't gonna be too confused, but appreciate y'all for coming out. Appreciate you for visiting, my boy. And for the listeners at home, I might yell in your ear a little bit, sir. I'm just saying, for listeners at home, thank y'all for coming out to the whole lot of Soul Podcast. Yes, man. This was a great episode. First guest on the platform. Appreciate you coming out, bro.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
Of course, man. But y'all have a blessed day. I'll see y'all on the next episode, man. Y'all have a good one.